Who's there? Oh, hey, Ignatz.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Relax. You're not interrupting.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you were training out here.
I sometimes come here to practice by myself. It's more like a real battlefield, you know? Shooting the targets in the yard lets you train your aim and all, but the tension just isn't the same.
You're right. A real battlefield feels quite different. But if that's the atmosphere you want, I feel even more like I'm intruding.
Oh, knock it off. You're already here. May as well stick around while I catch my breath.
Ah, okay, sorry. Thank you. Sorry to bother you.
You know you've said you're sorry about a dozen times since you got here.
Oh, I'm Ah.
It's fine. I guess it's part of your charm. Hey, what's that bundle of papers? Oh, did you come here to paint? I remember now. Someone said you're a great artist. You paint a lot, right?
Yes. Yes. When I have the time, that is. I enjoy painting. It helps me relax.
Oh, well, that could be your thing.
My thing? Huh? What do you mean?
Last time we talked about it, you said you didn't have a thing you were really amazing at. But if you like painting so much, it must be a skill you're looking to master.
My paintings are nothing but a hobby. Besides, I'm not that good. I never took art lessons. When I was little, I drew a picture for a young girl. The picture made her so happy that I decided to keep at it. That's how it started.
So
Yeah,
you're
Maya.
practicing your art to make other people happy? Is that it?
Oh no, that's an overstatement. I must insist again, it's just a hobby. Even if I were to become a master artist, it wouldn't be a useful skill.
Aren't you from a merchant family employed by the nobles? I'd think it would be really useful there.
I'm not inheriting the business. My brother is. My father said that I'm to become a knight. So my art won't do anyone any good. At all. Ever.
Oh, Ignatz.
Alright. Oh, this is an interesting one. Ignatz and Petra? I'll have to see what they talk about.
Ah!
Oh!
Ah! Ow! Ouch! Oh, my glasses! Where are they? Where are they?
Please take my apologies, Ignatz. I did not have enough care.
That's okay, Petra. Just... have you seen my glasses?
Glasses. Yes. Transparent lenses for viewing things.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Your face looks different without the glasses.
Ah, well, I dropped them. That's why I'm looking for them.
Are these them?
Oh, thank the goddess. I thought I might be in trouble there. Are you okay, Petra? You're not hurt?
I have no wounds. And you?
I'm okay too. Thank you.
That is goodness. How long have you needed the lenses anyway?
Oh, ages. I can't see without them. You've never used glasses, I gather. I guess you don't need them.
In Brigid, glasses are not existing. I think all of our eyes must be good there.
I kinda figured. I'm a little jealous, to tell the truth.
Inside the shadows, dangerous beasts are lurking. If you cannot see, you cannot live.
So bad eyesight means death? Brigid sounds scary.
You need to have sight for hunting, too. If not, you will starve until death.
Oh, yeah, lots of hunting in Brigid, right? I guess that requires good eyesight.
I wonder why eyes would change and need lenses.
That's a conversation Wander and I have talked about often. Because he bears glasses and I don't.
Apparently, of our friend group here in Portland, my eyesight is the worst.
Oh yeah, you guys were swapping around
Yep.
glasses just to see what you could see.
Yep, and mine were bad.
Great, let's see. We have Ingrid.
Hey, Ignatz. What are you doing here?
Hello? Oh, you're painting.
Ingrid, what are you
Painting
doing
the
here?
rubble.
I could ask you the same. I did ask you the same. Anyway, I'm just visiting the cathedral. I must say, that painting is looking wonderful.
Ah, don't
Pale
look,
rubble.
don't look!
Why not? It really looks great.
Really?
I wouldn't lie. Let me have a look. Oh, it's the statue of St. Seiros.
That isn't there anymore.
I hope you don't think I was ignoring you. When I'm
In
painting,
chunks.
I get totally absorbed.
Of course not. My feelings aren't hurt so easily. What if you gave her a more edgy outfit? Shorten up her skirt or something.
What?
No, that would be improper.
Ooh, and how about making her sword bigger? Oh, turn her into a valiant knight.
But she's not a knight.
Ah, come on. Just this once? Huh. She doesn't exactly look like a knight. More like a maniacal demigod.
Yeah, it just kind of came out that way.
It's different. Not quite how I envisioned.
It's my fault. I should have stuck to my original idea.
I'm sorry I pushed you, Ignatz. I'll leave you be.
Aw. Well, hey, at least you encouraged him to draw something that wasn't there. Let's see. We have Shamir.
Excuse me, Shamir?
What is it? Do you need something?
Yes, I was curious about the world beyond Fodlan.
Oh,
You came from somewhere outside Fodlan, right? I'm curious about your homeland, what kind of place it was. And I thought you might...
I will not.
Sorry?
There's no point in me telling you about it.
I see. All right then.
Wait. You misunderstand. Hearing me tell stories about the things I've seen? What good is that? That's just my experience. If you want to know about the world, you need to experience it for yourself. Is what I meant to say.
Oh, that's what it was. That's good.
How so?
I thought maybe you didn't like me.
Is that what you think? In your experience, do I seem to dislike you? If you can't determine something as simple as that, then you would gain nothing from the outside world.
Oh, I don't actually know. I'm not very good at reading people, I guess.
Ask me. I'm right here.
I'm not that brave. I'm sorry, I'll leave you alone. I'll be going now.
Not brave enough to ask a simple question. Or does he just not care?
Nah, it's because you scared him off. He asked you a question, and you told him it was irrelevant. Of course he'd be leery about asking you again. Right, so we have Lysithea and Annette and Hanneman.
Hi, Lysithea! When are you gonna teach me magic? Is now good? Why do I have to? Why? Because you're way better at it than me, silly.
Is that so? I thought you were something of an honor student at the School of Sorcery.
Well, sure, but I wouldn't say I've got any kind of natural talent for it. I'm gonna have to try very hard to become as good of a mage as you are.
What is that supposed to mean? Are you implying that I don't work hard too? If you think my skills are inherent, you are sorely mistaken.
No, I wasn't saying that at all. Everyone knows how hard you work. I just meant that if I want to be as good as you, I'll have to work really incredibly hard.
And what is it you want to learn about?
Oh, so you'll teach me? Thank you so much! Actually... Oh, I get it now. I never thought about it that way before.
Look at how quickly you're picking this up. You're clearly very skilled already.
Don't be silly. You're just that good of a teacher. Your way of looking at the world is so fundamentally different from mine.
Do you insist on taking the conversation in that direction?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I wasn't doing that. There I go, saying the wrong thing again.
It's fine. Let's just drop it. A bit more self-confidence would go a long way for you, Annette.
Huh?
That's all I've got for you today. I need to get going now. Lots to do.
Oh, I'm so sorry to take up your time. Thanks again for teaching me.
Everyone is always on eggshells around Lysithea because they never know when they're going to set her off.
She's a bit of a crabapple. She gets better, but definitely crabapple towards a lot of characters initially.
And now Hanneman. Let's see if he has any more insight into her crest.
Professor Hanneman,
Crests,
is this a good spot
plural.
for this book?
That will do nicely, Lysithea. I'm sorry to trouble you with these chores.
It's no trouble. After all, it's proper etiquette for the young to help the elderly.
The elderly? I'm only... Ugh, never mind. How have you been feeling of late? Anything worth mentioning?
I've been feeling well enough, all things considered.
You seem to be maturing remarkably. No doubt your well-being is due to the positive influence of your twin crests working in tandem.
Here he goes with the positive again. Looks like your research is more useless than I thought.
I may ignore your assaults on my age, but I will not allow unfettered attacks upon my research. What makes you think it's lacking? Surely you do not deny that your crest-related abilities exceed those of your peers. You are so far ahead of the others. Even the combined effects of the twin crests you bear do not fully account for that discrepancy.
You just can't see beyond the crest, can you? In all your research, haven't you considered that my abilities are a direct result of the effort I've put in?
Of course, I am aware that you are a hardworking student, but...
My efforts far exceed those of any other student. I've placed top priority on growing as quickly as possible.
Is the ability to expend such incredible efforts, to be so focused and driven, is that not a form of talent?
It has nothing to do with talent. It's a question of sheer will. I'm determined to succeed, no matter the sacrifice.
I see, but what drives you to such lengths?
I have goals, just like anyone, and precious little time in which to achieve them.
Little time?
The people who made me as I am informed me that my life would be drastically shortened as a result. A person bearing two crests against the will of nature itself. Well, clearly it can't be sustainable. As such, I don't indulge in the luxury of fantasizing about the future. I haven't got one. Knowing all this now, will you still claim that my crests are something positive?
I cannot. Please understand, I had no idea.
I'll be leaving now.
Lysithea, so that is why you are...
Ah, so now she's only told him about the limited lifespan. Which means it's only if we get up to the A rank that he'll probably be able to help her out. Right? And we have a couple conversations with Marianne.
Yeah, it's going to get a bit shorter from here, considering these are, well, I don't know. We'll see.
Friendship
still
with
tons.
Hilda!
Hilda? I wanted to thank you for helping me in the infirmary. I brought you these pastries.
Ooh, thanks. I'll put some tea on. Have a seat.
That sounds lovely. But I also wanted to apologize for always causing you such trouble.
It's no trouble. No trouble at all. Everything tastes better with friends, don't you think? I give you help, you give me sweets, we have a little tea party. It's a good arrangement, I'd say. I'm used to it now, so if it changed suddenly, I would feel disoriented.
I suppose if you're enjoying yourself, then it can't be that bad.
Sure. You don't seem to mind listening while I gab, so I'm enjoying myself plenty. But do let me know if I'm too boring.
No, you're not boring at all. In fact, you're, very good at talking. You're also good with your hands. You can clean and organize better than almost anyone. I envy you.
Oh, stop. I'm blushing. I'm not as great as all that. We're both a lot different on the inside than we look on the outside, don't you think?
How do you mean?
People who see you think you're so proper, but you're actually clumsy. That's why I help you, because there are some things you just can't do.
I'm sorry you always have to clean up after me.
I didn't say I hated it. In fact, you've taught me a few new techniques I can use to persuade people. Maybe I'll start imitating you a little bit. I'll do the Marianne. That sheepish, sorry, and those quavering downcast eyes. But that might not work as well for me. People would probably assume that I'd hit my head.
Oh, well...
Aw, Marianne laughing at me. So rude and yet so adorable.
I'm so sorry. I just can't help it. When I imagine you doing those things, I...
Yeah. It's rather un-Hilda-like, I'll admit. Okay, that's enough laughing.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, are you all right? That tea's hot, Marianne. Be careful.
Yes. Oh, ouch, hot.
Come on, what did I just say?
I know, I'm sorry. Ow, hot.
Oh boy, a real steady hand, that Marianne. It's nice to see her laugh. Sure, she was laughing at me, but how can I get mad when she looks so dang cute?
Aw, Marianne actually seems like she's having fun. And now she can... a first conversation with Ferdinand.
There's a
Interesting.
lot there. Oh boy.
What do you mean by lot there?
Ah, Marianne. Praying to the goddess?
Yes, I am.
What's left of her?
Excellent. So persistent in your devotion. I quite admire that about you.
Oh, no. It's not like that.
No need for false modesty. I hardly know anyone with more piety.
I need to be going.
Wait a moment.
Oh, yes? Did you need something?
I have a suggestion. I have been meaning to tell you about it for a while. Have you ever considered projecting more confidence?
Everyone
Your
does
every
this.
word is laden with pessimism and devoid of enthusiasm. To gain the trust of commoners, you must appear self-assured at all times.
I have no need to earn the trust of the common people as a noble. All I want is to live a quiet life and to not be a bother to anyone. I dare not hope for anything beyond that.
But you are the only daughter of the esteemed Margrave Edmund. Regardless of what you hope for, you must concede that you have inherited certain responsibilities by virtue of your birth.
If that's the case, then I don't care to be a responsible person. Farewell.
One would think she does not wish to be a noble.
Not with the crest of the beast. And then the last one for Marianne is Ashe. For now.
Oh, is that Marianne? Ah, no, sorry. It's just you turned so quickly. It gave me a start. I don't mean to interrupt your prayers, but what's with that posture? Don't you think lowering your head so much might, I don't know, offend the goddess? Maybe, spook her a little?
I'm not praying, only confessing.
Confessing? What are you confessing for?
For everything about me.
That can't possibly be necessary. There's no way you're as bad as you make it seem. I've seen how kind you are with the horses, and I've noticed you're always sensitive to everyone's tastes when you cook.
But that's...
Yeah, well, if either of us is going to confess, It should be me. I used to be a thief. I may have only stolen because I was poor and starving, but it was still wrong. I'm only even here thanks to Lenato. He gave me a second chance, and now I eat well every day. I'm doing all I can to make the most of it. You're a noble yourself, aren't you? The daughter of Margrave Edmund, I think. And if you're a noble, that means... Do you happen to have a crest?
A crest? I do, but it's...
I knew it. That's great, Marianne.
There's nothing great about it.
Please, don't be modest. It's an extraordinary gift. You should be proud of it. If I had one, I'd use it to make sure my brother and sister never had to live in poverty. Think about all the good you could do for the world with your power.
No, I can't. You don't understand. This crest is worthless. I'm sorry, but I must go.
No, not again. I'm not good at this.
Ashe, you are adorable and so off the mark.
The funny thing is, yeah, we've already found the beast and slayed him, and...
I'm a little disappointed about that. That she's still, like, really haunted by it. Actually, she's still afraid that she could be like it, but it's still
she
like...
She could eventually turn into something like that someday. But... Hilda and Ferdinand.
Ferdinand, there you are.
Stay back, Hilda. I will no longer entertain your clever little requests. Your wiles will not work this time.
You shouldn't yell at a noble maiden. It's a no-no, etiquette-wise. By way of an apology, you may brew me some tea.
I am sorry to have offended you, but delightful as it sounds, I will not be brewing any tea at present. Besides, I taught you how to do it before. You should be able to do it on your own, so why don't you?
You did show me how to do it, but I can't do it as well as you.
And why not?
You selected just the right leaves, and you boiled them just right. You even considered the room temperature and humidity. Then you set out just the right pot along with just the right cups. You immediately picked out a design that you knew I would like. When you poured, the temperature, the timing, and the technique were all impeccable.
You seem to know an awful lot about tea for someone who cannot even pour it.
Oh, no, not really. Maybe I picked up a couple things from watching you. Even the sound of the liquid pouring into the cups was like music. Taken as a whole, it was an almost spiritual experience. A symphony for the senses.
I was just making tea in the traditional fashion.
Oh, I'm so flustered I'm not getting my point across. I'm trying to say that your tea is like love.
What?
You're devoted to bringing happiness to those who drink it. I could taste that from the first drop.
Well, when serving another, one must put in a little bit of love. But I must say, you surprise me. Not many are so attentive to the finer points of tea. I made quite the impression on you. Perhaps I ought to pour you another cup.
Really? Oh, thank you, Ferdinand.
I shall find us a suitable brew. Wait here a moment.
Oh, Ferdinand. So simple, and yet so kind.
Then again, she had to go to great lengths to verbally compliment him to an extent where he would...
She doesn't want to do anything but get people to do stuff for her. I think it's been a common trope that, like, she ends up doing more work and trying to avoid work and inconveniences herself
that's
more.
precisely the sentiment, yes.
As well. But that was actually one of the cuter interactions I've seen out of her. Because usually it's just exploiting people. That was exploiting people adorably.
Hilda, I'm coming in. Hey, Annette. Don't mind the mess.
Oh, wow. It really is messy. I'm not sure there's even enough room to breathe.
I haven't been tidying lately. I start to procrastinate when I'm busy.
Oh. Hey, how about I clean up for you?
Really? That would be amazing. So are you good at cleaning?
I love it! Actually, the messier a room is, the more determined I get to conquer the crud. Works
the
for
crud.
me. I'll leave you to it. Don't want to get in your way. Great! See you later!
Come on, crud cleaning song. Let's hear it. Oh, uh-oh.
Annette? Oh no, my face! Oh my goodness, I am so sorry! I'll clean it up right... Ah! Not again! There was a big bug. So big. Oh no! Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no! Annette, do something! Wait! Not magic! I don't want you to burn my room down. I'm so terribly sorry, Hilda. I wanted to clean up for you, but I basically did the opposite. No kidding. I guess it was my fault for getting you to clean up my mess. At any rate, you've made such a mess of my mess. Now I feel motivated to clean my own room. So that's kind of a positive outcome. I guess that's one way to think of it. You know, I really do admire your can-do attitude. Although it might be, too much. You don't want to overextend yourself. For one thing, you'll tire yourself out. Based on what I just saw, you might even get hurt. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. I've been like this my whole life. I've never wanted to let anyone down. My parents, my uncle. So I always try to give it my all. And it's taken me this far at least. I guess so. But going all out to please others, never thinking of yourself, that's no way to live.
Notice how she said, my parents and my uncle? Does that mean Gilbert's been masquerading as her uncle all this time, even though he's her father? Is it one of those situations where...
Possibly. Unfortunately, I think we'd have to go the kingdom route to actually get that lore. Because you actually recruit Gilbert in the kingdom route.
Right. But yeah, it's one of those situations that then it would explain why he could go away from the family for long periods of time and not feel as though he's letting his daughter down because his daughter is being taken care of by siblings or relatives.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, he does feel remorse for having not gotten to know her after all this time. All right, so then we have Leonie and Alois and Catherine.
Alois, I was hoping you could tell me some more stories about Captain Gerald.
You'd like to hear about Gerald's adventures? You seem quite taken with these stories, Leonie.
Can't hurt, can it? All our work for the day is done. So remind me, how did you meet him?
Ah, it all feels like ancient history now. You see, the captain was visiting the kingdom of Fargus.
Uh-huh. Go on.
His previous squire had died from a ghastly plague. Then one day, he came upon me and appointed me his new squire.
At that age, you must have had some real talent and courage to stand out as a future knight.
Oh no, it wasn't that. I was just an orphan boy living in the monastery. I was a timid little thing.
Really? He didn't choose you for your bravery? What made him choose you then?
My face looked like the dead boys.
What? That's it?
Well, I asked the captain, and that was the only answer he gave me.
Ha! Abrasive to the last. That's Captain Gerald for you.
Yes. In those early days, I would sometimes wonder whether he was right in the head. When I saw him on the battlefield, though, those concerns were laid to rest. Anyway, I think I hear your professor has been looking for you. You'd better scram.
Oh no, you're right. I'd better go. See you around.
Alright, they escort level C. Let's see what we do. We have Catherine.
That's enough. You're done for today.
Right. Thanks.
Are you feeling pain anywhere, Leonie?
No. Sorry, I'm alright.
Why are you apologizing?
Because I can't hold my own against you. And on top of that, you have to worry about hurting me. I feel like I've let you down.
Do you know what I meant when I said, you're done for today?
Probably that I was about to keel over.
No, it wasn't about your physical strength. I could tell that you didn't have the will to keep fighting.
I've got plenty of will.
No matter what I do, I can't win. Isn't that what you were thinking? If you think you can't win, you won't. Perhaps you already knew that.
Good point.
But never assume that you'll win. That is, don't underestimate your foe. At all times, you have to keep a clear head to make split-second decisions. In battle, mistakes are deadly.
But I don't have a crest or a relic. How could I ever hope to beat you?
If you put it like that, I'll fight barehanded, and I won't use my crest. Think you can win? Do your worst. Oh dear, I might have overdone it there.
Uh-oh.
But I believe in her. I would be doing her a disservice if I pulled any punches. It's Leonie after all. She'll be back on her feet and charging at me before I know it.
Did that imply that she punched her out?
Yeah.
Barehanded?
Knocked her out.
They should have had a ugh! And...
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh god, it never ends.
We still have more.
Oh god.
It should be...
We just finished with the golden deer. And this is like maybe the halfway point if I decide to go for like A and B with everybody. Oh.
Linhardt, there you are.
Observant as ever, Ferdinand. What can I help you with?
You have been utilizing clever tricks to give me the slip. But not today. Prepare yourself. A noble cannot escape from his duty. Hold these words in your heart.
It seems you really mean it this time. I suppose I have no choice but to outmatch you.
Finally, a little enthusiasm. You are bravely stepping upon the path of nobility. Let us begin!
Come now, Ferdinand. Don't be foolish. I can't possibly train with you. I have places to be.
Wait! I will not allow you to get away!
I can't run anymore.
Just admit defeat.
Can't we? Just a minute. Ferdinand, let me catch my breath.
Well, maybe just for a moment. I could use a rest myself. I am surprised you could run so far. I had assumed that all that lounging around would have dulled your constitution, but I had a difficult time keeping up.
The fear of having to exert myself really helped. You're none too slow yourself. It's been a while since I ran like that. It actually feels pretty good.
It does it not? Well, how about we say that thrilling chase was your training for the day? If you will excuse me, I am going to run even more, so I can catch you next time.
After all the running you already did? That's our Ferdinand. You always give everything your all, don't you?
And what is wrong with that?
Nothing whatsoever, Ferdinand. I mean that.
Okay, so they were just running around. Let's see, Ferdinand and Caspar.
That settles that. And don't even think about brawling around here again.
Impressive, Caspar. Well done.
Hey, Ferdinand, did you see that fight?
I saw it from start to finish. Both parties were at fault, disturbing the peace. Then you stepped in and corrected their behavior. You are setting a good example. I am proud to call you my fellow noble.
Your fellow noble? I wasn't even thinking about nobility. That had nothing to do with it.
Excuse me, nothing? Resolving conflicts among common folk is a duty of the nobles. Is that not what you were doing?
I guess so. but it was more like instinct or something. I saw people acting out of line and I had to step in.
Ah, you were acting on impulse. You might be better served following moral convictions rather than instincts. Take me, for example. I always bear in mind that I am a noble and behave accordingly. The fortunate must help the unfortunate. That is my guiding principle.
I never have any idea what you're talking about. If someone's in trouble, you gotta help them out. Simple as that.
A difference of opinion, you might say. Very well then. Believe what you will. I will not expend energy trying to change your mind.
Maybe all of this noble stuff just isn't for me. Hey! Don't walk away when I'm talking to you!
Not too much to that one. Alright. Wanda, what are you thinking? Can we keep going?
I mean, we kind of...
We are obligated to, in order to ensure that they can further their
Yeah,
conversations.
because
But
pretty
I think,
much, if I were to play any more, they wouldn't get any support points, and it'd be a pain in the butt.
I think at this point, though, I'm thinking that unless there are certain characters that you want to see reach A rank, we shouldn't grind
so
anymore.
I would say after this, we just pick the couple of characters.
And I haven't liked Ferdinand's conversations.
I'm not
at
too
all.
interested in Ferdinand. I'm kind of committed to the Golden Deer, if only because this is...
They're your original crew.
Yeah. But, like, you know, there's a couple of characters that work well together, and, like, it's one of those that I can always keep a save file, or just, like, go back and get a lot of these in New Game Plus on my own time. But yeah, let's just get all these done.
And then we'll finally progress.
Yeah. And it's straight up going to be one of those I can always keep a save file and just finish it off
Bernadetta?
after we finish the game.
If you have a moment, I would like to discuss what happened before.
My nemesis! The hour of fate arrives. Help!
I am not here to hurt you. You need not even open the door. Just listen to me.
I don't have to open the door? Is this a truce? Okay, I like truces.
Thank you. I would like to apologize for sticking my nose into your business the way I did. I thought you might be unhappy all cooped up in there, and that maybe I could help. But I've had time to reflect on what you said, and I realize I was mistaken.
Oh, thanks for caring, but I'm fine, actually.
I see that. I suppose that is what I'm trying to say. I should not have pushed you to do something that you did not wish to do. And for me to frighten you like that? That was unbecoming conduct for a noble.
Maybe a little bit.
Frankly, I am embarrassed by my behavior. I disgraced myself. As for my injury, you need not feel guilty or afraid. The sprain was a result of my own thoughtlessness, not anything you did. I have always strived to be a good person, but I suppose all that striving was for nothing. I have failed in my duty as a noble.
Ferdinand?
Yes, Bernadetta?
I don't really know much about this sort of thing, but you shouldn't say things like that about yourself. It wasn't all your fault, you know. I'm to blame too. I hurt you, and I'm sorry.
Really, it is fine. It healed quickly.
And it wasn't for nothing either.
I am not so sure.
I do like my time alone. Actually, it's more of a need. But you're right. I also need to venture out every once in a while. Maybe if I work as hard as you do, I can try it a little more.
Yes, keep working at it. You are already much more outgoing than you used to be.
When I mess up, or even when it's just a bad day, it's hard for me to step outside. I'm too scared. But the next day, I try again, because I know that one mistake doesn't ruin everything. So you're still... I mean, just because you... That doesn't mean... I don't know how to put it, but that's how it is. So, the end.
What a graceful end to the conversation.
Hey! Come on, that was serious! At least I got you to laugh.
So apparently we can view support conversations after the fact too on the main title screen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Because like I do
We
enjoy
don't need to
them.
include all of them in this playthrough, but this is just...
It's just too much, I think, is the main issue.
Yep. Alright, here's more Ferdinand. Dorothea, this time.
Ah, you have arrived at just the right time. Care for one of these handmade treats?
My
bakes
goodness, Ferdy. When did you become such a talented confectioner?
Oh, Dorothea, I am hardly an expert.
Nevertheless, you have managed to make some tasty-looking treats.
Well, it is the first time I have tried my hand at it. Honestly, there were several unsuccessful attempts preceding this batch. I made these pastries to solve that riddle you gave me. The reason you despise me.
Oh?
You said I was like a bee. The bee is a dutiful worker, just as I am. But the bee inherits a capacious home, with a wealth of honey. Similarly, I inherited my fortune. I did not receive it as a reward for my labor. I surmised that perhaps you'd feel differently about me if I earned something all on my own. That was my plan, to emulate your transformation from desperate pauper to successful songstress.
All on your own? Did you renounce your nobility? Give away your riches?
No, I made these. I obtained all the ingredients on my own, without anyone's help.
You mean, you got the sugar and the flour?
Yes. To earn the flour, I worked in the fields. To earn the sugar, I carried a merchant's wares.
Who did the cooking? You?
Naturally. I took on some extra chores in exchange for use of the kitchen at night.
I have to admit, that's impressive. Hey, it looks like you had a bit of an accident. Is your hand okay?
I burned myself a little while I was baking. Nothing to worry about.
Nonsense. That burn will scar you, know. Come on, let's get you to the infirmary.
Wait, Dorothea! You have yet to try my treats.
You should be fine now, Ferdy. Big shot nobles have to treat their bodies with care just like the rest of us.
There you go again. Noble this, noble that. Though you did say it with less disdain than usual.
Nothing gets past you. As it were, I may have reconsidered you a little.
You have reconsidered me? Finally! Just as I had hoped, we are becoming friends. Now then, I propose that we...
I only said I reconsidered a little. And you still haven't figured out why I said you're like a bee. Which is funny, because you look like a bee right now. Bye!
So, I am still a bee. A completely mystified bee.
Okay.
What?
Changing my mind. Can I have the controller?
Oh, wait. Do you want to switch to a different character for now?
Yeah. I think I'd feel better if it wasn't just Ferdinand the whole way.
Okay.
Let's see Dad.
Let's see Seteth.
Here's your book of fables you lent me, Seteth. It was so interesting to learn all about Saint Indech that I read it cover to cover in one sitting.
Impressive. I'm glad you enjoyed it. What's this sticking out between the pages? Is this an illustration?
No, nothing like that. I must have stuck it in there and forgotten. Just, give it back, please.
Are you certain this was accidental? It quite fits the descriptions in this chapter. Ah, I see. You included an illustration where you thought the visual would be helpful.
No, not at all. I was just fooling around. I have an overactive imagination, and I forgot to take it out before I gave you the book back.
It really is a lovely drawing, you know. Now that I've seen it, the book would feel incomplete without it. But who is this man next to Saint Indech? I can't help but notice he bears a resemblance to me.
Oh, that's Saint Keyhole. The book describes him as one of Saint Indech's closest friends. I got the feeling he was a very serious man, but also really kind. You know, like you. So that probably explains the, resemblance.
I have to say, I never would have expected to be a reference model for Saint Keyhole. What a curious ambivalence.
Shit.
What about furious violence?
No, what I meant to say is that I am both flattered and a little embarrassed to be portrayed in this way. Perhaps it is because, in my study of him, I feel like I've also become a friend to Saint Indech. Records show that Saint Indech and Saint Keyhole worked together to achieve great things. If possible, I would like it if the two of us could similarly combine our efforts.
What? How do we figure into this?
We each bear their respective crests, do we not? One might also say that just as I am this book's author, you are now its illustrator. So why don't you do some more illustrations? And color them as well. We'll add them to the book.
You really want me to? I don't know if I'm good enough for something like that.
Time to get closer in on this operation so I can censor it better.
Well, I think it's really flattering that he wants to add her illustrations to his
Oh
book
no,
to the library.
it's cute. But he's totally gonna make like tasteful edits so it looks less like him. Keep up the ruse.
He seemed so much like you. And
Okay.
I wonder if anyone will know the truth.
Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, let's see more
Long
Seteth.
haul, more dad.
Okay, so we have Be with Felix.
Hello, Felix. Training alone again, I see.
Spying on me again, I see.
It is not my intention to spy. I am merely concerned about you. I do not think you have been keeping your friends at a distance because you dislike them personally. Rather, I think what bothers you is their concept of proper knighthood. Is that not so?
You really have been watching me closely. You're correct. I don't understand why they revere knighthood. I won't be friends with anyone who believes in that nonsense.
Do you feel that way because of what happened in the tragedy of Dusker? I have heard the story. Your brother was one of the royal knights. He gave his life to defend the prince.
My brother was doing his job. My father is the real problem. When my brother's armor was brought back to the castle, do you know what he said? He died like a true knight. Chivalry begets the worship and glorification of death. Am I alone in finding that grotesque? I suppose you'll excommunicate me for blaspheming like this.
Not at all. I am not a knight, so I have no intentions of lecturing you about chivalry. So long as one's conduct is consistent with the teachings of the goddess, it is up to the individual to decide right from wrong.
In that case, I'd like you to formally pardon me for not having friends.
You require no such pardon. This is merely advice from an old man to a younger one. As unwavering as your convictions may be, the others also feel strongly about their beliefs. If you hate all those whose beliefs are different from yours, you will hate everyone eventually. People with exactly the same beliefs as you simply do not exist. You do not have to change your beliefs, of course. But you do have to accept that others feel differently. That is my advice to you. I will speak no more of it.
Seteth, can I ask one thing? Why are you going out of your way to tell me this? Why bother with me at all?
Because I trust you. Now that I've heard what you have to say, I trust you even more. I am also a rather eccentric person. I thought you and I might get along.
I see. You've gone to so much trouble. I may have to start making an effort as well.
Good. Do not take this the wrong way, but I hope you will surpass my expectations.
That was a damn good, line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, shoot. I wish I could almost, remember the exact delivery, but it was you have to accept that the other people are going to have different views from you, because if you hate everybody that doesn't share yours, then you're going to hate everybody, effectively.
Oh yeah, that one.
I don't know.
I also really like the fact that Felix does have... everyone else is so dewy-eyed and, we're gonna be knights, it's gonna be awesome!
Mm-hmm.
But...
No, Felix is definitely one of the more interesting characters,
the fact
even
that
if he's a dick.
You're fighting and you're killing. I do feel bad at times because so much of our fantasy and sci-fi media involves combat, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The most virtuous and heroic thing to be is a warrior. You understand what I mean? And it always highlights the vanquishing evil and slaying monsters and such, but I don't know. I wish there were ulterior means. It would be cool if there were more scholars or negotiators or scientists and such that were primary protagonists in stories, but they always seem to be aiding the one that does the fighting.
Yeah. Because fighting is fast and interesting and flashy. Science is slow and repetitive. And more dad.
Okay, he's going to be talking with Catherine.
Hey, Seteth. I've been meaning to ask you, what is your relationship with Lady Rhea?
Dun, dun, dun.
That is certainly an abrupt question.
You're much closer to her than anyone else in the entire church. Certainly you're a good, upstanding person, but I can't help but feel there's something more to it.
Supporting the Archbishop is my sole professional interest. Personally, I consider her to be something akin to a companion.
A companion?
Yes, as in a traveling companion. Friends who walk the same path toward the same destination.
Companion, huh? A companion. I guess that does sound about right, now that you say it. Though, I'll confess to being quite jealous. Not many people can call themselves companions of Lady Rhea.
I do not know how she feels about it.
Oh, come on. You must trust that she feels the same about you.
There is no need for that sort of trust. My duties are the same regardless of her perspective. I consider you to be a companion also.
A companion in fighting for the Archbishop?
Certainly. Our goals are firmly aligned when it comes to that, are they not?
You're right, they are. I suppose you and I could be considered companions in that sense.
I am pleased to hear my sentiment reciprocated. I rely on you a great deal, after all. More than most.
Whoa there, what's all this now? Flattery won't win you any prizes with me, Seteth.
I do not flatter. I merely want you to understand why it matters to me that you be more cautious in battle. As your companion, it is my wish for you to be safe.
Oh, good, we're back in familiar territory, with you admonishing me. Don't worry, I'll be careful. I'll always try to live up to your expectations. So don't expect too much or you'll wear me out.
Alright then, and they're at B. Let's see, who else can speak? We have Shamir and Petra, Caspar, Alois. Let's see Petra.
Shamir, can I be having your time? There is a thought that is giving me great concern.
Let's hear it, Petra.
If Dagda is ever invading Fodlan again, what will you be doing?
I'd join the army of Dagda. I'd lay waste to Fodlan and return to my homeland.
If that is the truth, then I am having one more question for you. If that was happening, and all of us were fighting for Fodlan, would you be fighting us too?
Of course. You expect me to die for you? You should be prepared to do the same. Your homeland would likely join Dagda.
So, that is your truth?
Maybe. If you'd asked me 5 years ago. I've been a mercenary since childhood. Always fighting for a bounty. If my allies didn't pay, I'd side with the enemy. It's why I became a sniper. Easier to dispose of anyone with a reward on their head. It's also why I joined the Knights of Seiros. I owed them a debt, but that's all changed.
You are not fighting for money now?
That's right. When I see everyone fighting for Fodlan, I feel inclined to help. I won't die for the cause, but I will protect everyone. If the army of Dagda engaged you, I'd fight at your side.
Hearing that is it gives me great joy. Until the war is finished, let us fight together.
Oh, there we go. Changing of allegiances. Let's see about more conversations with Petra. Well, you got her up to S, well, potentially up to S2. Let's see.
Well, I mean, it's just getting characters up to A that unlocks S.
Right, right. Okay, so she can talk with Alois, Dorothea, Caspar.
Just pick one.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
Dorothea, I want to be asking you a question.
Oh, please do.
Why have you come to Garreg Mach? Is your goal different from the rest?
Yes, I suppose. Everyone here is an heir or an heiress, but not me. I'm just a commoner. When I enrolled in the Officers' Academy, I was different than everyone else. I wanted to secure my future, and my big idea was to marry money. Ever since, I've been dating different, terribly well-to-do men, searching for a good one. So far, there's been no reason for a second date.
Marrying money? That is not sounding like a good idea. Money would be a bad husband.
Pretty much.
But you treat me well. I have so much gratitude. Why do you show me such friendliness when I am not money?
Oh, no, Petra. This isn't like that. I like spending time with friends. It's wonderful being friends with you. And I hope we can stay close for a long time to come.
Yes, I have that hope too. But I have also been thinking of who is good for me.
Oh, I see.
And still I am thinking we should be friends.
Oh, I know why. Because we're both trouble for Imperial nobility.
Yes, we both have troubles.
Feels nice, doesn't it? Knowing that together we can irritate that many people. Since we've already got a lot in common, let's get to know each other better, shall we?
That's those two. Who else can Petra speak with? Oh, so she has that conversation with Ingrid, Caspar. Let's see. What does she do with Caspar? I think she just runs away, as always. Let's see.
Hi.
Oh no, she's striking up the conversation.
Well, if it isn't Bernadetta, what brings you here?
Am I bothering you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I'll come back another time.
Well, don't leave yet, you just got here. Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Yes. Do you remember that time in town?
In town? Oh, you mean when all those thieves showed up? Whew, that was rough. I heard a bunch of people got robbed.
No, not that. I mean the time I was carried off.
Some thieves tried to carry you off? Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Just tell me which way they went. I'm gonna...
That's not what I mean. Oh, just forget it.
Wait, don't go. What are you trying to ask me?
Will you really listen this time?
Of course. Sorry. You have my full attention.
Do you remember when you carried me to that spot with a really pretty view? Where is that place? I've been looking all over.
The place I took you with the view. Oh, right. Okay, first you go out of the monastery, and actually it's kind of tricky to explain. Come on, I'll just take you there again, but pay attention this time.
Huh? Wait, what are you? No, not again! Ah, stop! Put me down!
Take her by the hand, don't throw her over your shoulder.
Oh no, Caspar always carries. Caspar never walks alongside people. Why do you think he can only get up to a B rank with Raphael? It's because he can't carry Raphael, therefore they are not true friends.
Ah, there you are. I just checked your room, but obviously you weren't in there.
Oh, you didn't break the door down again looking for me, did you?
Of course not. I'm not unreasonable. I just wanted to discuss something with you.
Discuss? Is that really all? Okay,
I can handle that.
Firstly, I'd like to apologize for breaking down your door. I'm sorry. It was perhaps a bit rash. There was a period of time, quite a while ago, when I acted much the same as you. I spent many hours locked away in my own room.
You did? Really?
Really? Because I understood where you were coming from, I knew I had to intervene. At a moment's notice, all you care for could be swept away. At that time, is it better to have wasted your energy hiding away? Or better to have spent it honing your skills so that you can lend a hand?
But even if I did train, what's the point? It's not like it would do much good.
Don't speak so disparagingly of yourself. It doesn't help things. You have plenty of strengths.
No, you think so?
Just look how quickly you sprint back to your room, for example. With more practice, I have a feeling you could outrun most anyone. You're also exceedingly talented in the arts. Surely there's a creative way to apply those talents on the battlefield. Stop wasting your breath and energy on putting yourself down. Just try your best. I'm not giving up on you. You have so much power in you, just waiting to be unleashed.
You really believe all that? That's so nice. All right. For you, Ingrid, I'll do it.
Excellent. Let's be on our way.
Hey, wait! What are you doing? I didn't agree to this! Put me down!
Do you have to be so bouncy?
That got us here much quicker, don't you think? Let's begin. Let's warm up by sparring.
Oh, stop! Please! I surrender!
Giving in so soon? There's no such thing as surrender on the battlefield.
Help!
Poor Bernadetta.
Poor Bernadetta. Okay.
Oh no, Alois.
Alois won't be too bad. I just want to look at this.
Oh, Sylvain.
Oh no! Oh no!
There are so many
There's
conversations.
so
I think you outdid yourself.
I was like, you know what? This is a good idea, right? And then I think to myself, no! That was stupid! I am bored! I'm legitimately bored! I don't give a shit about these people right now. It sucks!
What? I mean, the thing is, if we finally see... Okay, once we see all of these, come what may, whatever ones progress from there is going to be natural. There's going to be no more grinding. We're going to just leave things as they are.
Michelle, we've been doing this for 2.5 hours.
Really?
Yeah!
And
we're halfway done.
Well, the thing is, if you progress, won't you just take us into the next week? And it will just be training and talking.
Honestly,
and then it will
Shell,
be this
I
again.
was gonna just start skipping whole months and
But then we won't be able to see these.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Do you want to put it up to a vote?
My problem is, like, there are straight up YouTube compilations for these things. Like, we literally do not have to see these. I am not the only YouTuber covering this game. And if people are that passionate, I can always go back and...
Well, the thing is, for us now here, it's the only way for us to get additional lore, but there's so many characters. This wouldn't have happened if you hadn't recruited everyone. We would have killed them on the battlefield, and we wouldn't have so many.
So...
Wait, did you save?
Yeah, I did.
Thank goodness.
So, there is a way to see all these later, by the way. Like, we can see every support conversation.
At least the ones that we've... Wait! There's just a random S for Sothis?
Yeah, if you don't romance anybody, you get an S with Sothis.
Uh-huh.
But, like, honestly, Shell,
Yeah?
why don't we do it this way?
What do you mean? But the thing is, if you don't boost everyone, if you don't have all the conversations now, they're not going to progress to...
No. I skip all of them. Like, we cut the recording, I skip all of them, and then we get them later. Like, we look at them later. Because, like, I can keep doing support conversations, but, like, why don't we pick the characters that we want to see? Like Bernadetta, Felix, Sylvain, Dad, weird uncle. And then a lot of the characters that aren't so interesting, we just skip the conversation and leave them there.
Let's choose the characters that we like.
Because, like...
And if anyone gets...
I do
like Bernadetta.
Yeah, so
I don't care for Ferdinand. I'm sorry that we went through so many Ferdinand conversations.
I don't care too much for Caspar.
Oh my, and he has so many. I do like Petra, and I do marginally like Dorothea. She's interesting. Nice. I do want to see Felix with at least Sylvain and such.
Okay.
I know that you're a fan of Sylvain.
Let's pick the ones we want and then see how many are left. How about that?
Okay.
Because Bernadetta.
There she is, and she seems to be alone. Now's my chance. Bernadetta, hello! May I ask you something?
What? Me? I've seen nothing! I wasn't even there! You have no proof! And even if I was there, it's not a crime to find people's hobbies fascinating! I'll forget everything! I'll never tell a soul where I found them or what they were wearing or any of it!
Hold on. Please calm down. It's just me.
Oh, it's you, Alois. What a relief.
That's right. Your denials really piqued my curiosity, but I'm glad you've calmed down.
Did you want to talk to me about something?
I did. Listen. You're always so skittish. Just now, for example. But when you saw it was me, you were fine. Why is that? It's been on my mind since I delivered that package. You don't seem scared of me at all.
Were you hoping I would be?
What? Oh, no, certainly not. I was just making an observation.
Well, I guess it's because you remind me of my uncle. He's the only one in my family who's ever been kind to me, and he's the only man I can talk to normally. Actually, I'm fine with the professor, too. So I guess that's not completely true anymore. My uncle and I never did talk that much, but we didn't need to. We just understood each other. Anyway, you really remind me of him, so talking to you feels comfortable.
Ah, so that's why. At last the mystery's solved. Your uncle and I must be quite alike. Is it my face, my physique?
Kind of, but I think it's more your personality.
My personality?
Yeah. You're always so bright, cheerful, and gentle. You put people at ease.
Well, I'm honored to hear you say so. I'd like to meet this uncle of yours. He sounds like a genial fellow. Whereabouts does he live?
Oh, my uncle? I just remembered something. I have to go.
Oh, did he die or something?
Possibly.
Aww.
I do like Alois. I feel a bit bad that I'm only just starting on his support conversations, because he is legitimately, like, one of the more fun characters to interact with, because I think it's because he's got range. He doesn't have a singular personality trait that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, maybe we should start talking to people. Okay, well, let's chain off of this to Petra.
Alois!
Ah, who goes there? Oh, Petra, it's you. You appeared out of nowhere.
I have a question to be asking you.
Sure, I don't mind. I'll answer your question.
You are always surrounded by people. When you speak, they smile. I feel envy. I want to know the secret to having a happy conversation.
Ah, you need a lesson on breaking the ice. That's a slippery subject, but I bet we can crack it. Now, let's see. Well, the crucial thing is to start conversations. Be proactive about saying hello. Ask questions. Also, it might help to stop sneaking up on people.
Start conversations. Stop sneaking. I am understanding. Is there more?
Well, you can always try throwing in a joke to lighten the mood. The trick is to keep trying so you get practice. Put your best foot forward. And try not to put it in your mouth.
Uh-oh.
What are you saying? Why are you laughing?
Oh, I just made a little joke.
A joke? Can you give me more explanation?
Put your best foot forward. That's an expression people say that means try as hard as you can. And putting your foot in your mouth doesn't really mean what it sounds like. When you put your foot in your mouth, you are saying something rude without meaning to. And so, what am I going on about? There's nothing worse than trying to explain a joke. Petra, you've gone awfully quiet. I suppose you've lost faith in me as a conversation tutor.
You are playing with your words. We do such things in Brigid, too. In Fodlan, you have a strange way of playing with a word's meaning. I am admiring of it.
You admire me? Oh, Petra, no need to say kind things out of pity. You didn't hurt my feelings.
Am I hurting them?
If you were sincerely complimenting me, then no. To think, you just started learning how to chit-chat, and you've already got a silver tongue. You really put your money where your mouth is.
More laughing. This must be a complex technique for word playing.
That is interesting. Play? And Manuela?
This will be interesting.
Hello, Manuela. I was just wondering, what was it like back when you were involved with that opera troupe? Your life must have been quite different from how it is here, I imagine.
My, how bold to ask an adult about their private life. I'll humor you, though. A diva's life is only glamorous while she's on stage. The rest of her time is consumed by grueling training. Just days and days of practicing, beginning at sunrise, with barely a moment to rest from one performance to the next. Then, once the performances begin, you're on stage for 3 shows a day. Absolutely exhausting. Is that anything like you imagined?
It sounds like a world all its own. Thank you. I find the topic fascinating. What sort of roles did you tend to be cast in? As the lead performer, did you play the part of a princess much? Oh, I can only imagine how illustrious that would be.
Yes, I was a princess once or twice. And it was quite something, let me tell you. All those royal jewels and flowing gowns. And they didn't just give me the pretty clothes to wear because I was beautiful, you know. I had to fight and claw my way into every role. But once I was there on stage, singing my solo, and all eyes were on me, it was worth it. I was rewarded for every one of my countless hours of practice. And the cheers when I finished a song, the applause. Oh, I can't properly explain it, but I can tell you, it's an experience I will cherish until the day I die.
Wondrous. It all sounds so very glamorous. Despite how rigorous a schedule you kept, it sounds like the hard work was worth those fleeting moments on stage. Mine has always been a quiet life. It is hard not to feel a twinge of envy, hearing such stories from you.
There's a lot to be said for the quiet life. It was never for me, of course. Still, I hear it's a pretty good deal for a lot of other folks. The thing is, Flame, well, you always have to remind yourself that if a place shines brighter than anywhere else, its shadows will be darker too.
What do you mean?
Nothing. It's a thing I hope you never come to understand. You know what? The next time you visit, I'll tell you all about the time I played a beautiful princess, and about the handsome prince she fell in love with.
Oh, please! I would love to hear all about it!
I always like that phrase, the brightest light casts the darkest shadow.
Mm-hmm.
It's also pertinent to remember as a technique for painting. In any case, you wanted to see more of Sylvain, right? Oh, A rank with Dorothea.
Why am I so unlucky with women lately?
Oh, Sylvain, what's that face for? Have you been dumped again?
Isn't there an unwritten rule you shouldn't ask someone that?
I'm sorry. I thought you didn't mind being dumped. So your love life can get you down sometimes after all. Who knew?
I'm sad every time I break up with someone. It's just, I usually try to be the one doing the breaking up. I've never had a hard time with girls. Ever. Not until recently. But now when I think about it, I wonder what any of them even liked about me. It's not as if any of them knew much about me. I don't get it.
Isn't that what a relationship is for? Learning about someone else? You can't know it all right at the start.
I asked you before if you would have invited me out if I was a peasant.
You did ask me that, yes.
That was wrong of me to say. It's not an excuse, but I'm always so suspicious. I'm a nobleman with a crest. The marriage proposals don't stop coming. Everybody wants me. Except, they don't actually want me at all. They want my bloodline. Within my family and without. It's always the same story. Sometimes I think that if I didn't have a crest, no one would look at me twice.
I see. And you're probably not wrong. Honestly, I've had those same sort of thoughts myself.
Oh? What sort of thoughts might those be?
I sang, people cheered and applauded, and when I walked off stage, I'd find the same thing every night. A mountain of presents and marriage proposals. But none of those people knew me. All they knew was the singer they saw on the stage. All they wanted was my looks and my voice. None of them even tried to get to know the real me.
I'm pretty sure I've heard this somewhere.
We may come from different places, but we're much the same, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I suppose we are. Look, Dorothea, I've realized something. Even if you were an old grandma, I'd still flirt with you. And I'd absolutely win you over. Though, I'd much rather win you over now, and be with you until you become an old grandma.
That might be the most legitimately romantic thing you've ever said, Sylvain. And I can't say I disagree. I'd rather you win me over now, too. So that I can stay by your side until you're an old grandpa.
Well, before any of that, will you go to dinner with me?
I'd be happy to.
Oh, that's nice. They've attained A rank. Let's see, who else can Sylvain talk with? We have Ingrid. Is she just going to yell at him again? We'll have to see.
That's a heavy sigh. Again.
Yeah? That's the sigh of exhaustion after spending the past month apologizing for your behavior to, well, everyone.
Apologizing? I've been pretty darn restrained lately.
If by restrained you mean falling all over yourself to garner the attention of every passing female, then yes, you've been quite restrained. Mark my words, the more you hurt people, the more weighty the repercussions will be. Your actions will come around to bite you.
Ha! If I get bitten, that's all just part of the game. Heck,
I had one girl's brother come after me with a pitchfork.
If you end up getting maimed or killed by a pitchfork, don't expect me at your funeral. Glenn used to make light of getting hurt too. Then one day, he got more than hurt. Now he's gone.
I'm sorry. I was being... You're right. I know what it did to you when he died. It hurt to see you hurt, and not be able to do anything. When you wouldn't even come out of your room to take care of your horse.
Nothing affected me the way his passing affected me.
Well, I'm happy that you're better. Seeing you out and about helped me relax enough to be able to flirt with girls again.
Your predictability is utterly disappointing. When I finally stopped mourning, you know what brought me back? My concern. For you.
Me?
You know you can't get along without me following in your shadow and caring for you. You flirt with anything that has a pulse, offend people left and right, and constantly cause commotions.
Huh. The truth really does hurt.
Please, Sylvain, consider your actions before you carry them out. And stop acting so nonchalant about getting hurt or killed. Promise me that.
Okay. I promise.
I wonder who this Glenn individual was. Maybe we won't learn about that until later. Who do we want to see more conversations from? Those are just C-rank conversations with her. Oh, be with Dorothea, that's something else. But that's kind of the end of the line. Oh, we've never seen Ingrid talk with Felix. That would be a good one to do, because he's part of the trio.
Felix, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. The War Council congregates soon. You'd better come.
Not sure why you need me. I don't know the first thing about strategy. Just how to use a sword.
Nonsense. You're going to be there.
Must I?
Why is this such a chore? You went last time. Though you did all you could to disrupt things, as I recall. Brazenly rambling on about clear-cutting a nearby forest to secure a marching route. And attacking an enemy base, stealing their horses. You were incredibly disruptive, and even rude.
I was offering my honest opinion.
Then, you left before we were finished. What do you suppose happened after that?
I have no idea.
Well, the conversation got quite lively. We all began breaking down the viability of your somewhat maniacal plan. And apparently, similar tactics have been used to turn the tides of historic battles.
That may be an exaggeration. Successful armies must be able to handle unexpected situations. That starts with weapon mastery and creative tactics.
If you didn't have so much battlefield experience, you wouldn't be capable of such unique strategies. Which is why we need people like you. People who think creatively to lead the army.
Now you're just massaging my ego.
When have you ever minded? We need you there. Just come on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, even I am starting to get bored, which is odd for me because I'm always so enthralled with lore. But really? How? Should we just...
The main problem is just the pacing.
Should we just fight?
Well...
Something?
I would... we could. I could straight up just avoid characters that have pending support conversations with each other.
Who cares at this point?
Okay.
I don't know. Because I just
let's
can't continue on with this.
Why don't you just pick the last couple of people that we actually care about, and the rest I'll just get later.
I just don't know. I mean, I suppose we have Manuela and Alois or Dorothea.
I mean, Manuela and Alois might be kind of fun.
And then there's Dorothea about the singing. Hanneman. Who can Hanneman and Alois?
I mean, otherwise I could probably progress a chapter and just not use people, or... And I don't even know. I don't have a solution. I will admit I'm doing channel management stuff while this goes on. I'm listening, but...
What? What are you doing?
We're gonna do the skip and watch method.
Wait, no! What do you
Why
mean
not?
by skip and watch?
So skip and watch means we skip the conversation now, we just load it up, skip it, it goes on to the main menu, and then we can watch it at our leisure at any point in time.
But then no one else will see the lore.
What? No, we can, like, straight up after credits roll, we can just sit around dealing with this nonsense.
But then we won't remember which ones we've had in the Let's Play and which ones that we have at the end. This is a conundrum.
Okay, let's...
If you just work a month, it's not going to change anything, will it? At this point, you've boosted all the people you really care about, right? What do you think?
Well, my thoughts are, I mean, one
Because
thing
I'm actually story-starved at this point.
Yeah. Here. I'm gonna save.
For once, this is so odd. For once, I want there to be a battle. Usually I'm falling asleep during them, but I actually want to...
Yeah, the other problem I'm looking at is we've got 2 months of... 2 months of kind of blank space. Or not 2 months, 2 weeks of blank space. Now we could do just random battles.
Oh, no, that wouldn't be good.
Okay. Well, because
battles...
Shell, I know you're not super interested in this, but I think I really would like to skip all of these. We're just gonna skip every...
but we don't know. We don't know unless we...
Well, so part of it is with a lot of these characters, like Sylvain and Annette and all of Ferdinand from the Black Eagles and so on and so forth. Like, I'm gonna get a lot of these support conversations by playing New Game Plus route as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe, King of Sevens, if you can confirm this, I believe you can spend Renown to buff up support conversations, correct? Because, like, I think I really do want to just skip all these, bank them, use them later, and just that for everyone. The only support conversation that actually... support conversations that matter for the rest of this playthrough are Claude's.
Are you actually... You're not going to really play this game 2 times over and then...
I have no idea.
And then record it again. I think this is it.
I don't know what I'm going to do for New Game Plus, honestly. Because I'd like to, but I'm not going to be streaming it to this extent. It might straight
You're
up
not going to be streaming it or recording it, really.
I might record it. I might play through it again. But let's go for the skip and watch later. A lot of people are supporting this idea. And...
Well, how are you going to keep track of what we have achieved?
Well...
Or are you just going to select each character and see what their relationship status is at?
I'm just scrolling down right now, if you notice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, straight up, if I need to see support conversations again or re-record this later... See, the problem with paper is it's going to get wildly out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can use Renown to buff up Bila supports. Don't know about between units.
Mm-hmm.
I just... I think I'll just leave a save file before we beat this. Like a save file right here. And if we really do feel motivated. Because, like, the problem is... A lot of these support conversations don't even really change the game for us. Like, we were learning about the characters, but, like, this really is what YouTube compilations are for. Not my channel.
Yeah, because then what you would do is... You would...
Just pick the character you want. Because I know some people asked for this, and, like, on some level, the completionist in me is like, yeah. And then I get here, and it takes... We've been sitting here for 3 hours.
We've been just 3 hours listening to these.
Yeah, and it's like, it's fun, but it's like... It's too much.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna go with the skip method. Let's see. Hell if I remember. You know what? Again, if there's any characters that we want to see the conversations for because we missed them, we'll just watch the whole thing on the menu. Okay.